Om Shanti. Today we will listen to the Avyakt Murli dated 27th September 2020. This is the revised course of the original Murli dated 27th March 1986. The title of today's Murli is Be Constantly Loving. Baba says, today the Father, the ocean of love, has come to meet his loving children. So Baba has always certified that every child is pass in one subject, and that is the subject of love. So we are all with Baba because we have at least this one qualification, which is that we love Baba. So Baba has come to meet his loving children, and Baba himself is the ocean of love. Baba says this spiritual love makes every child an easy yogi. So yoga is remembrance, and it is very easy to remember the one you love. This love is an easy way to forget the whole of the old world. This love is the only powerful means to make every soul belong to the Father. So love is what attracts a soul to the ocean of love. Love is the foundation of Brahmin life. So Brahmin life is all about changing yourself, changing your sanskars, changing your old ways, belief systems. And it is very easy to change when you are in love. So Brahmin life, the love is the foundation of the Brahmin life. Love is the basis of the sustenance needed to create a powerful life. All the elevated souls who have arrived personally in front of the Father have come here on the basis of their love. So, when souls come to Mount Abu, Madhuban, from their respective places of residence, it is because of love. It is love that draws them to come to Baba's home and come to their home and be with Baba. So Baba says, you come flying here with the wings of love and become residents of Madhuban. Bab Dada was seeing all you loving children, how all of you are loving. But what is the difference between you? So Baba says, every child who is sitting in front of Baba right now is definitely in love with Baba, but then not everybody is in love in the same measure. So where does the difference arise? So what is the difference between one soul who loves Baba and another soul who loves Baba? So today Baba will divide the souls who come to Baba in three categories. So let's see what those three categories are. So Baba says, why do you become number wise? Why are you all not the same? What is the reason for this? All of you are loving, but some of you are constantly loving, whereas others are just loving. So the first category of souls are constantly loving. The second category are only loving. And the third category are those who fulfill the responsibility of love according to the time. So at times they are loving and at times they are not loving. Now the key word here is fulfilling the responsibility of love. So, when Baba loves you, then what is the return responsibility of love? So, when Baba loves you, then you do as Baba says. And when you are in love with Baba, you want to go by what Baba says. So, there are some souls who show those traits sometimes, but at other times they do not fulfill the responsibility of love. So, this is the third category. Babdada saw these three types of loving children. So, because those who are constantly loving, so let's learn about the first category first. And as you learn about the characteristics of the three category of souls, just identify which category you belong to. So let's see the qualities of the first category of souls. So Baba says, those who are constantly loving are merged in love. So they are always beyond having to make any effort or experiencing difficulty. So it is said that love makes everything easy. मोहब्बत में मेहनत नहीं होती. So because love makes everything easy, that is why this first category, who are merged in Baba's love, do not experience that they are making any effort or they do not experience any difficulty in following Baba's Srimad. Neither do they have to make effort, nor do they experience anything to be difficult. So everything becomes a cakewalk, everything becomes easy because love gives you the power to do as Baba says. Because they are constantly loving, the elements of nature and Maya become their servants from now on. That is, the constantly loving souls become the masters. So, in Satyug, definitely the elements of nature and Maya. So, Maya, the five vices, and the elements of nature, whose embodiment is this body. So, in Satyug, we will be the master of our body and we will not be subservient to vices. But those who are constantly loving experience this stage at this time also, which is they do not feel that Maya is able to disturb them or this body has its pulse which kind of disturbs them. So Baba says, you become the master of Maya and matter, Maya and the five elements of nature, because you are constantly merged in Baba's love. So Baba says, therefore the elements of nature and Maya automatically become their servants. Now how does this happen? So if you belong to the master, so sometimes, when you are friends with the master of the house, then the servants also take you to be the master. So similarly, Baba is the master of the universe. And when you are in love with Baba, then the servants of Baba, which is Maya, and the elements of nature, they also start serving you. They also start taking you as the master. So Baba says that therefore the elements of nature and Maya automatically become their servants. The elements of nature and Maya do not have the courage to make constantly loving souls use their time and thoughts for them. So, elements of nature and Maya don't dare to divert or distract souls who are merged in the love of Baba. Every moment and every thought of constantly loving souls is for remembrance of the Father and for doing service. Now, when a soul is in love with Baba, and that too, that of a constant nature, then what does that soul do? The soul, that soul is always, every moment and every thought of such a soul is for the remembrance of the Father and for doing service. So when you are constantly loving, this is your characteristics. So every moment and every thought is spent in remembering Baba and doing service. And because every moment and every thought is spent in such elevated effort, that's why Maya and matter cannot pull you. So Baba says that this is why Maya and the elements of nature know that such constantly loving children can never be dependent on them, even in their thoughts. They are souls who have a right to all powers. The stage of constantly loving souls is praised as of those who belong to one Father and none other. So what is famous about such souls is they belong to only one Father and none other. That is why it is very difficult to distract them or disturb them. The Father is their world, so they find everything in the Father. So they do not have any desire, they are not looking for anything, they are not afraid because Father is the Almighty. So this is why Maya's weapons of fear and desire don't work on these souls. The second type. So, are you the first category? Just check. Now, let's see what the second type of souls are characterized by. The second type, the loving souls, definitely remain loving, but because they are not constant, their thoughts and through them, their love sometimes goes in other directions. So they keep getting pulled by people, places, and things. In transforming themselves every now and again, they experience having to make effort. And sometimes they experience difficulty, but very little. So, because they are pulled by people, places, and things, that is why in transforming them back, so when they are pulled by people, places, and things, they make an effort and sometimes find it difficult to realign themselves with Baba. So, some amount of time, energy, and thought is lost in that process. So, Baba says, whenever there is a subtle attack from the elements of nature or Maya, then because of love, they have remembrance very quickly and they very quickly transform themselves with their power of remembrance. So they definitely come back to Baba's remembrance very quickly, but then some time, energy, and thought is lost in the process, and some amount of effort gets wasted. However, some of their time and their thoughts are used in overcoming the difficulty and in making that effort. Sometimes their love becomes ordinary, and at other times they remain absorbed in love. So their stage varies. Sometimes they feel there is nothing special about Baba, and other times they will feel there is none other like Baba. There continues to be a difference in their stage. Nevertheless, not too much of time or their thoughts is wasted. This is why, although they are loving, they are not constantly loving and they therefore become the second number. Then let's see the third category. The third type are those who fulfill the responsibility of love according to the time. Such souls believe, so they definitely believe that true love cannot be received from anyone except the one Father. So they have the understanding, they also have the belief or they fully well understand and agree that true love is the love only which comes from the Father, and no other human being is capable of true love. And they also believe that this spiritual love will make you elevated for all time. They have total knowledge, that is understanding, and they still love just this life of love. Okay, so they love this life of love also. They love being with Baba also. They have complete understanding that Baba is the one who gives true love. They also understand that Baba is the one who makes us into an elevated soul. However, because of not having controlling power over what? Due to their attachment to their own bodies or sanskars, or attachment to a particular old sanskar, attachment to a sanskar of having waste thoughts, or attachment to the sanskar of a person or possession, they carry a burden of these thoughts. So, because you are attached to some person, some possession, or your own body, or you are attached to some other person, or you are attached to some old sanskar, that's why what happens is you have a lot of waste thoughts. Why waste thoughts? Because no person, no possession, not even this body, or not even anything in this old world is in my control. And basically, when we say waste thought, the definition of a waste thought is thinking about something that is not in your control. So, because you are attached to something external, what happens is you do not have controlling power over waste thoughts. You will constantly be creating thoughts about why this and why that, because the external world is not in your control, and you can't help overthinking and creating wasteful thoughts. So, Baba says this is what happens to the third category of soul, who understand that Baba is the one who gives true love, makes our life elevated. They also love loving Baba, but then they are always under the sway of their old sanskars. So Baba says, or because they lack the power of the gathering. So then they do not experience a lot of belonging in this divine family. So, when we come to Baba, we get this divine family, this BK family. And when you do not experience a lot of belonging in this family, then you always look for that sense of belonging and fulfillment in the outer world. So Baba says this is also one trait, that they lack the power of the gathering. They are unable to be successful in a gathering. A situation in the gathering finishes their love and pulls them towards itself. So, whenever there is a situation where they are not able to get along very well with other BK family members, then what happens is they get disconnected with the father also. Some of them always become disheartened very quickly. So, this is also a sanskar. Some souls have this tendency that 4 to 5 days they will stay very enthusiastic, and then suddenly their energy will dip. So, this also happens. So, this sanskar also breaks your connection with Baba. 1 minute they would be flying very high, but if you look at them the next minute, they would be disheartened even with themselves. This sanskar of becoming disheartened with themselves doesn't allow them to be constantly loving. Some type of sanskar attracts them towards situations or nature. They get into an upheaval. But then, because they experience love and love the life of love, they are nevertheless able to remember the Father. So, only when they have done enough damage to themselves by getting pulled and beaten up by Maya, then the love of Baba pulls them. But in this whole exercise, a lot of time, thought, and energy is wasted. So Baba says they try to become merged in the Father's love once again. So because of coming into upheaval according to the time and the situation, they sometimes have remembrance and sometimes are battling. Because they spend a greater part of their lives battling, their lives of being absorbed in love are then less in comparison. So, more of their time, thought, and energy is spent in battling with Maya, and the attainment of having this experience of being absorbed in the love of Baba is very less. So Baba says this is why they take the third number. Nevertheless, to be in the third number compared with all the souls of the world would still be said to be extremely elevated, because they have recognized the Father, they belong to the Father and the Brahmin family. They are at least called the most elevated Brahmin souls, the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. So Baba says, in comparison to the souls in the external world who do not even have any idea about Baba and Baba's love, these souls are still much better. This is why, in comparison to the world, even they are loving souls. Who? The third type. However, in comparison to perfection, they are the third number. So all are loving, but number wise. The number one constantly loving souls are constantly like lotus flowers, detached and extremely loving to the Father. So just look at the state of the first category of souls. They are like the lotus flower who are detached and from the world and very beautiful, very pure in their vibration, and they are merged in the love of Baba. So Baba says loving souls, the second category, are detached and loving, but they are not powerfully victorious like the Father. So they are not always victorious, because sometimes they give in to the pulse of Maya and waste some energy and effort. They are not absorbed in love, but are loving. Their special slogan is, I belong to you and I will remain yours. So they always remember that I belong to Baba and will remain yours. So even if Maya distracts them for a few seconds, they come back to Baba. Because that sense of belonging and that sense of yearning to always remain Baba's is there very strongly in their heart. Then Baba says, they constantly continue to sing this song. Nevertheless, they have love and they therefore remain 80% safe. So Maya is only able to disturb them 20% of the times. However, there is still the word sometimes that comes in between. So it is not constant, it is sometimes this and sometimes that. The word constantly is not used about them. The third number souls, because of repeatedly having to connect their love, also continue to make promises with love. So they always fail and they come up with newer promises every time. So let's see what promises these souls make. So what are the promises? That's it. From today, I will become like this. From now, I will do this. Because they know the difference, they make promises and they make effort, but one particular sanskar or the other doesn't allow them to remain lost in love. An obstacle brings them down, from their stage of being lost in love. Therefore, the word constantly cannot be used about them, because they are sometimes like this and at other times like that. They still have one particular weakness or the other. Such souls have very sweet, heart to heart conversations with Bab Dada. So they're very sweet talkers, even with Bab Dada. So, what are the conversation? They demonstrates having a lot of rights. So, they do not fulfill duties, as Baba says that they are not always in that zone of fulfilling their responsibility of love, but they nevertheless assert a lot of rights. So, this is the quality of the third category. They say the direction is from you, but you can also do it for us, and I will attain the reward of that. So, when we take courses, there are some children who will say, after the course, you send us a summary also. So, students say that you give the classwork and then you do the homework also. Similarly, these souls will say, Baba, why do you only give directions? You do the work also for me. And I will not do anything. I will just keep swinging from here to there and keep getting disturbed with Maya. And what you do is you do the work and give the reward to me. They say with love and right that since you have made me belong to you, it is now up to you. The father says, the father knows, yes, that yes, I will take care of you, but the child should at least accept it. So Baba knows how to take care, and Baba is extending all that love and care in the form of teachings and directions. But at least we have to accept those teachings and directions. And if we don't accept it and do not change our karma, then how can our destinies change? Because Baba is also bound by the law of karma. So Baba says, however, those children say with right, whether I accept it or not, you will have to accept me as I am. So the father still feels mercy for such children because they are Brahmin children after all. Therefore, he also gives special power through the instrument souls. So, such souls who only claim rights and do not fulfill their duties or do not do as Baba says and do not take care of their karma are given directions through the instrument souls. So, Baba always tries to empower these weak souls who are getting distracted by Maya and not taking care of their karma. So Baba tries to redirect these souls through instrument souls. So the teachers who are instruments for these souls constantly try to bring them to accept responsibility and change their karma. So Baba says, however, some do take their power and transform themselves, whereas others, even though they receive power, they remain so lost in their own sanskars that they are unable to imbibe that power. If you give something nourishing to someone to eat and it doesn't eat, what would happen? So that person will stay weak. So Baba tries to give power through elevated directions through the instrument souls. But if these souls don't pay attention, then they stay weak and undernourished always. The Father gives special love, and some do gradually become powerful and change from the third type of souls to the second type. However, because some of them are very careless, they are unable to take as much as they should. All three types of children are loving children. They all have the title of being loving children, but they are number wise. Now is the time Baba is talking to the children who have come from Germany to Madhuban. So, those children of Baba who are living in Germany are in front of Baba in Madhuban, and Baba is addressing those children. So, Baba is saying, today it is the turn of Germany. The whole group is number one. You are number one. Close jewels, because those who are equal also remain close. So Baba says, the souls in Germany are making an effort to be like Baba. And what is being like Baba? So Baba's goal is to serve the world and make it into heaven. So those souls who are equally cooperating in this task are equal souls. So Baba says, and they are very close to Baba's heart. No matter how far away you may be physically, you are so close to the heart that you reside in the heart. Because you reside in the Father's heart throne, there is automatically no one except the Father in your hearts. Because in Brahmin life, the Father makes a deal with the heart, Dil ka Sauda. So, what does Baba do? You won his heart and you gave your heart. So, in this confluent sage, Baba gives his heart in exchange for your heart. So Baba says, you made a deal with your heart, did you not? You stay with the Father in your hearts. Physically, some of you stay in one place and others in another place. If all of you were to stay here in Mount Abu, in Madhuban, what would you do sitting here? So Baba says, it is a good thing to be with the Baba in his home for some days, but then every child has to fulfill his responsibility of seva. So they have to go back to their places where they have seva. Otherwise, what would you do in Madhuban sitting idle all day? So Baba says even those who were living in Madhuban had to be sent out to do service. How else would the world gather and for doing service? This is why, according to the drama, you have reached different places and become instruments for doing service there. So Baba says that never think that you are away from the Father. Wherever you are, it is because of service that you are there. So that is why you should enjoy being wherever you are, because you are doing seva on behalf of Baba. So Baba is always there with you. So Baba says, so this too is fixed as part of the drama. You have become instrument for serving your equals. Those from Germany are those who remain constantly happy. Since you are receiving the inheritance from the Father, or for all time so easily. So this inheritance is going to last for 21 births. So Baba says, you are receiving this inheritance for all time so easily. Why should you put aside that which you receive for all time and only take a little or for some time? So Baba says, when in this time you can take your complete inheritance, why should you stay happy by taking only some? You should make an effort to take the whole inheritance. The bestower is giving, and so why should those who are taking take any less? Therefore, Baba says, always continue to swing in the swing of happiness. Always be conquerors of Maya, conquerors of nature. Be victorious and beat the drums of victory loudly in front of the world. Souls nowadays, so Baba is describing the condition of the external world these days. So souls nowadays are either totally intoxicated with temporary facilities, and we know that this was the case. That is why when the coronavirus came and people could not exploit their temporary facilities to their best, so they felt a sense of uneasiness and suffocation and irritation and anger. So Baba says these days souls are totally intoxicated with temporary facilities, or they are weary with sorrow and peacelessness and are sleeping in such deep sleep that they don't hear a little sound. So you have to raise the sound of revelation of Baba so that it gets to their ears, because souls are either very tired or very intoxicated. Those who are lost in that type of intoxication have to be really shaken awake. You also really have to shake those who are fast asleep in a deep sleep to awaken them. So what are those from Hamburg doing? So Baba is addressing these souls specifically. It is a very good, powerful group. All of you have deep love for the Father and the study. Those who love this study remain constantly powerful. To have love for the Father, that is for the Murlidhar. Who's the Father? The Murlidhar. Murlidhar means the one who speaks the Murli, means to have love for the Murli. So Baba says, if you love the Father who speaks the Murli, then you must love the Murli also. And in any case, it is said that God is what God says. So you cannot love God and not love and follow what He says. So Baba says those who have love for Baba also have love for His elevated directions, which are given through the Murli. So Baba says, if you don't have love for the Murli, there cannot be love for the Murlidhar. No matter how much they say that they love the Father, but they don't have time for the study, the Father does not believe them, because if you love somebody, you have the time, or you find the time to listen to what they are saying. Okay, so Baba says, where there is deep love, no obstacles can remain. So love conquers everything. So if I love the most elevated, most powerful one, then nothing and no one can stop me from listening to his Murli every day. No obstacle is powerful enough to stop me from listening to the Murli every day. So Baba says, no obstacles can remain for such a soul, they will automatically end. Those who have love for the study and the Murli easily overcome all obstacles. With their flying stage, they go up above the obstacles which remain down below. So, when Baba's elevated directions enter the intellect of these souls, and these souls rise above their own limitations, then the obstacles stay underneath and they rise up. Those who are in the flying stage, for those who are in the flying stage, a mountain is like a stone. Those who have love for the study can have no excuses. Love enables anything difficult to become very easy. Love for the Murli, love for the study, and love for the family becomes a fortress where those who stay in this fortress remain safe. So this love for Murli, love for study, and love for the family, this fortifies the soul and protects the soul against any attack by Maya. So we children of Baba should always pay attention to these three things: Murli, study, and love for the family. because Baba earlier also pointed out how, because of a lack of sense of belonging to the family, you get disconnected with the father also. So Baba says both these specialities are making this group move forward. Because of love for the study and the family, you bring one another close with that impact. The instrument soul you have is also a loving soul, Pushpal Dadi. So Pushpal Dadi, who was the instrument soul for service in Germany, is being remembered by Baba today. And dadis did not know the local language very well. So Baba says, love does not see the language. The language of love is more elevated than all other languages. That is why in Satyug we will have only one language, which is the language of love. Everyone remembers her. Bab Dada also remembers her. Baba is seeing very good practical proof. There is growth in service. The more expansion you continue to have, the more blessings you will continue to receive from everyone as the fruit of becoming great souls. Only charitable souls become the souls who are worthy of worship. So, in this time when we do Punya Karam, so a charitable soul is Punyatma. So, when we do good karma or charitable karma in this birth, do we become worthy of worship from Dwapar Yuga onwards? If you do not become a charitable soul at this time, you do not become you cannot become a soul worthy of worship in the future. It is also necessary to be a charitable soul. Acha. Now there are selected questions and answers from Avyakt Murlis, and they're very interesting, and I'm sure all of you have these questions in mind, so I will read them out to you. So the questions and answers by Bab Dada. So first question is, what is the special virtue, decoration and treasure of Brahmin life? So Baba says contentment. When something is loved, you never leave that loved thing. Contentment is a speciality, and it is a special mirror for transformation in Brahmin life. Where there is contentment, there is definitely happiness there. If there is no contentment in Brahmin life, then that is an ordinary life. So in the whole world, people are discontented. And if we remain discontented even after knowing ourselves and finding the one who is the highest, the most almighty, the ocean, so if we still experience a vacuum and stay discontented, then it is doubtful that we ever found anything. So Baba says contentment marks Brahmin life. So contentment is, as Brahmin life is symbolized by contentment. So a Brahmin soul is always a contented soul. Second question is, what are the specialities of those who are jewels of contentment? So how do you find out whether you are contented? So Baba says those who are jewels of contentment never become discontented with themselves, with other souls, with their own sanskars, or with the influence of the atmosphere. They never say that I am content, but others are making me discontent. No matter what happens, jewels can never let go of their speciality of contentment. So, no reason is good enough for contented souls to become discontented, because contentment is their quality and they can protect their quality come what may. So, because their contentment is not dependent on anything else, they are contented by nature. so they do not give up on their nature, come what may. The third question is, what are the signs of those who are always content? So, in the context of others, Baba gives these signs of people who are always content. So, there are 6 qualities that Baba has underlined. So, first, those who always remain content are automatically loved by everyone because contentment makes you loved by the Brahmin family. Second, others try to bring contented souls close to them and also want them to cooperate in an elevated task. Because the one who is content with himself also doesn't create an atmosphere of discontentment and also takes care that everybody around them stays contented. So, such a soul automatically draws the love and attention of every other soul, and every soul wants to include them in their task. Third, the speciality of contentment itself makes you a golden chancellor for a task. So, Baba says, those who give chance to others become a chancellor. Such souls do not need to say or think about anything because you automatically become a chancellor. You are also given a chance and you also give other people a chance because contentment draws everything good, opportunities, tasks, everything towards you. Fourth is contentment itself enables there to be harmony with everyone's nature and sanskars. Contented souls are never afraid of anyone's nature or sanskars. So they never say that, oh, how will I adjust with them? They say, it's okay, I can adjust. Fifth, everyone loves such souls with their heart. They are worthy of receiving everyone's love. The introduction of such souls is their contentment. When people talk about them, they highlight their quality of contentment first. And each one's heart's desire would be to talk to such souls and to sit with them. Sixth point, contented souls are constantly conquerors of Maya because they are obedient and always stay within the line of the codes of conduct. They recognize Maya from a distance because Maya usually takes the form of desire. So, contented soul doesn't cross the line of codes of conduct because they are not pulled by desire. Another question that was asked to Bapdada is, why are you not able to recognize Maya at the right time? And why are you repeatedly deceived by her? So Baba says, the reason for not recognizing Maya is that you do not always follow the Father's elevated directions. So you do not stay within the lines of the code of conduct. So you cross that line and only then Maya pulls you away. Just like in the Ramayana it is shown, then when Sita crosses the line, then Ravan takes her away. So Maya lures a person who doesn't stay within the lines of code of conduct set by Baba. Sometimes you follow them and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you remember him and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have zeal and enthusiasm and sometimes you don't. You do not always stay within the line of the directions, and so Maya deceives you at that time. Maya has a lot of power of discernment, and she sees when you are weak, and so through that weakness, she makes you belong to herself. The door for Maya to enter is weakness, and whenever we do not follow Baba's directions, we become weak. Because as such, we are weak, and Baba's directions are like his hand, and when we leave Baba's hand, then we again become weak. Another question is what is the easy way to become a conqueror of Maya? So Baba says constantly stay with the Father. Now, very well understand what staying with the Father means. To stay with Him means automatically to stay within the line of the codes of conduct. You will, because God is what God says. So if you have to be with Baba, you have to follow his teachings. And following Baba's teachings or staying within the lines of codes of conduct is equal to staying with Baba. You will then be freed from having to make effort to become free from each vice individually. When you stay with him, then as is the Father, so are you. You will automatically be colored by his company. And so do not let go of the seed or try to cut the branches. So if you leave the seed, then you have to work on the branches. So instead of watering the seed, you are watering the branches. So you just have to be with Baba, follow all his directions, and Maya will automatically become powerless. So these children say, today I have become a conqueror of lust. The next day I have become a conqueror of anger. But when next day they say I'm a conqueror of anger, then lust has set in. So you remove one vice, another one sets in. So what you do is you don't work on darkness. You just switch on the bulb. No, constantly be victorious. Simply keep the seed with you, and the seed of Maya will be burnt in such a way that no trace of it will remain. Then the blessing. So may you be a merciful world benefactor who gives courage and enthusiasm to every soul. So we do not have to dishearten any soul. When some soul is disheartened, what is our task? We have to give them courage and enthusiasm. So Baba says, never say to a weak soul in the Brahmin family, you are weak. Constantly let good words for every soul emerge from the lips of you merciful world benefactor children. Not words which would dishearten anyone. No matter how weak some may be, even if you have to give them a signal or teaching, first of all make them powerful and then give them the teaching. How do you make them powerful? By focusing on their qualities, on their capabilities, and then tell them, okay, you are so special and you have so much of qualities and powers in you. Just pay attention to this little thing that has crept in. First of all, plow the field with courage and enthusiasm and then sow the seeds. And each seed will then easily bear fruit. By doing this, the service of world benefit will become fast. Slogan is, take blessings from the Father and experience being constantly full. So nothing can make you feel full but Baba's blessings. And we earn Baba's blessings when we behave like an obedient child. Om Shanti.